My dear, I showed the specialist your shadow. Even they trembled, lost in your silence. You rewrite my pain in a language no expert knows. My heart fractured where science finds no answers. They asked, "What's wrong?" I whispered, "It's you. No explanation possible. Your effect on me defies every diagnosis." Even the specialist gave up because you are beyond the realm of reason. You broke me in ways no chart could measure. The specialist stared, but your chaos laughed back louder. What you do to me is a secret medicine, too wild to label or tame. They called it madness, but I call it your truth carved inside me. No expert's map leads to the terrain you left behind. You haunt me with a clarity no science can touch. The specialist's silence mirrored my shattered soul. They searched for answers in my veins, found only your ghost instead. You dissolved logic. And the specialist couldn't hold me together. My body spoke in riddles the specialist never cracked. Even their wisdom crumbled. You are the unknown inside me. You rewrite my reality, and they have no words for your gravity. What's wrong? Only that you exist like a wound without cause. You are the uncharted space even specialists fear to explore. They diagnose confusion, but you are the fire that burns beneath. I carried your name in my pulse, and no expert could decipher it. Your touch is the cipher that breaks all rules. They tested my heart, but it only beat your unsolvable name. You shattered certainty, and the specialist stood powerless before you. They call it a mystery. I call it the echo of you in me. You rearranged my bones. No doctor could rebuild what you broke. The specialist sighed. Some wounds are beyond science. You left fingerprints on my soul, invisible to every expert's gaze. Even the specialist whispered, "This is love or madness." I can't tell. You exist in the spaces between their questions. They sought answers in my eyes, found only your dark infinity. Your presence is a riddle the world refuses to solve. The specialist could only watch as you rewrote my chemistry without mercy. You broke me quietly, in a language no one else understands. Even their instruments fail to capture your weight on me. What you do is unspoken, and even the specialist fell silent. They studied my pain, but you are the puzzle with missing pieces. You dissolve my certainty, and the specialist has no remedy. You are the storm no expert predicted or controlled. The specialist charts blurred when I spoke your name. You are the question with no answer. Even the specialist knows this truth. They labeled my wounds, but your touch erased all definitions. Even their knowledge bends beneath your shadow. You rewrite my heart's code. No specialist can decrypt this love or curse. What you do to me defies diagnosis. You are the anomaly in my veins. The specialist's gaze faltered. Beyond all logic, they tested my mind only to find you endlessly elusive. Your chaos is a secret the specialist never dared to name. You are the silence after every question. Even they cannot explain your echo. The specialist saw my scars, but you made wounds. You twist my soul. They called it confusion. I call it the music you play beneath my ribs. Your impact on me is a language too sacred for any specialist's understanding. Even their wisdom breaks when faced with your unspoken truth. You are the riddle inside every specialist's doubt. They searched for meaning, found only the wildness you left behind. You drown my logic, and even the specialist can't find a lifeline. You are the question mark no expert dared to place. The specialist's silence screams your name louder than words. They tried to fix me, but you rewrote my blueprint beyond repair. You haunt my cells. A mystery even science cannot explain. The specialist bowed to your invisible power. You are the dark star in every expert's night. They measured my pain, but your shadow swallowed their instruments whole. Even the specialist feared the depth of what you do to me. You are the wound that speaks in a language no one else hears. The specialist's notes ended where your influence began. You are the truth that shatters every theory. They asked for symptoms. I offered only your silence. The specialist found no cure because you are my beautiful illness. You move through me like a secret the world cannot contain. Even their knowledge falters before the gravity of your absence. You are the ghost in every specialist's dream. They saw Clary, but you are my exquisite chaos. The specialist's answers faded, replaced by your endless enigma. You twist reality in ways no expert can comprehend. Even science surrenders to the wildness you planted in me. You leave questions no specialist. When's everybody Tana also Bikti Karsha? Thus ever dared ask. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. You are the silent screen no specialist could ever decode. My pain is your secret. Too wild for science's gentle hands. They searched for answers, found only the shadow you left behind. You break me in rhythms no expert has learned to hear. The specialist's pen stopped. Your chaos erased all their theories. You are the invisible wound that bleeds in my quiet moments. They tried to map my heartbreak. Your name was the missing coordinate. You're the language no specialist speaks, but my soul whispers. They sought reason, found only the endless echo of your absence. You are the riddle wrapped inside my shattered reflection. The specialist could not explain this fracture only you caused. You haunt me beyond every question science dared to ask. They studied my soul. Your ghost was the only thing they found. You are the unsolvable equation etched deep in my veins. Even experts falter where your wildness begins. You live in the silence between every specialist failed diagnosis. They tried to contain the storm, found only your infinite tempest. You unravel logic with a tenderness no expert understands. The specialist's certainty broke when your shadow crossed the room. You are the secret wound that no specialist can trace or heal. They found no pattern, only your beautiful chaos leading through. Even the specialist's wisdom bowed before your enigma. You erased every diagnosis with your quiet, relentless power. The space you left behind is where specialists lose their way. You are the silent poison flowing through my veins unseen. They call it mystery when it was just you unraveling me. You defy explanation with a smile that fractures reality. The specialist's answers were shadows. Your presence, a blinding light. You are the psi code. My body learned, but never speaks. Even science fails where your wildness burns brightest. They questioned my mind, found only the labyrinth you built inside. You are the untouchable wound no specialist dared to name. The specialist saw my cracks, ignored the fire you lit beneath. You are the secret rhythm no expert ever heard. They tried to explain the storm, found only your calm eye. You twist my fate in ways no specialist can measure. Even the greatest minds bowed to your unspoken truth. You carved your chaos into the walls of my soul. They reached for answers. Your absence was all they grasped. You are the silent violence that the specialist could never predict. They mapped my pain. Your name was the final enigma. You exist beyond every specialist's fragile understanding. Even the coldest logic melts where your shadow falls. You are the storm whispered in every specialist's silence. They tried to hold me, found only the chaos you unleashed. Specialists could read the script. The specialist's certainty shattered in the wake of your presence. You are the silent wound, bleeding beneath every expert's gaze. They sought to explain, found only the dark poetry you wrote inside me. You haunt my body with questions no specialist dares ask. Even the wisest falter where your wildness begins. You are the invisible fracture that no expert's hand can mend. The specialist's instruments failed to capture your quiet destruction. You twisted my mind into a puzzle no expert could solve. They diagnosed confusion. Your name was the truth beneath it all. You are the silence that screams louder than any specialist's voice. Even science surrenders to the wildness you planted deep. They studied my pain, found only the shadow you cast. You rewrite my reality with a touch no expert can measure. The specialist's pen trembled in the face of your mystery. You live in the cracks where logic breaks and silence reigns. They searched for answers, found only the chaos of your absence. You are the riddle no specialist can ever solve or hold. Even the sharpest minds lose their way inside your darkness. You are the hidden wound beneath every expert's diagnosis. The specialist's voice faltered when your name echoed inside. They tried to heal me, found only the wildfire you set loose. You are the question no expert can answer, but my soul knows. Even the coldest science melts before your burning enigma. You are the unseen scar the specialist could never find. They measured my pain. Your silence was the true weight. You exist beyond every chart, every test, every expert's grasp. The specialist gave up where your chaos took hold. You unravel my sanity in ways no expert dares describe. They tried to explain the madness, found only your quiet rage. You are the secret language no specialist can decode or speak. Even the brightest minds falter in the dark you created. You haunt me with a truth no expert can name. The specialist's wisdom crumbled beneath your silent storm. You are the secret gravity pulling my broken pieces apart. Even the specialist's silence screams louder than their words. You exist where logic fractures and souls bleed quietly. They tried to label the chaos, only found your endless absence. Your touch rewrites every theory I once believed in. The specialist's gaze faltered, lost inside your invisible storm. You are the dark pulse beneath every expert's steady beat. They searched for clarity, found only the wildness you breathed in me. You haunt the edges where science fails to reach. Even the brightest minds drown in the ocean of your silence. You are the wound no specialist dared to open. They tried to mend my heart, only to break under your weight. Your chaos hums in a language no expert can translate. The specialist answers dissolve where your shadow lingers. You are the silent fire burning behind every diagnosis. Even science bows before the mystery you embody. They studied my pain, found only your invisible scars. Your presence twists every expert's carefully crafted script. The specialist's calm breaks when your storm unfolds inside me. You are the riddle wrapped in silence and broken dreams. They called it madness. Your love was the only truth. Even the wisest falter when faced with your wildness. You haunt my veins with questions no expert can answer. The specialist's tools fail against the gravity of your absence. You rewrite every rule the world taught me to believe. They searched for symptoms, found only your quiet rebellion. Your silence screams louder than any specialist's diagnosis. Even science can't hold the weight of your mystery. You live in the shadows where reason loses its way. The specialist's notes blur beneath your unspoken truth. You are the beautiful fracture no expert ever healed. They tried to explain you, found only the endless riddle. Your touch is a secret no science dares to uncover. Even the brightest minds collapse in the gravity of you. You haunt the spaces where logic and love collide. The specialist's certainty fades where your darkness dwells. You rewrite my story with ink no expert can read. They tried to fix me, found only your wildness with it. Your presence is the silence after every unanswered question. Even science surrenders to the storm you carry inside. You are the invisible wound beneath every expert's gaze. The specialist's voice trembles at the mention of your name. You twist my mind into knots no expert can unravel. They called it confusion. Your chaos was the only clarity. Your love breaks all the rules the world tried to write. Even the wisest hearts falter. Where your shadow falls, you haunt me with a truth no specialist can name. The specialist's answers end where your silence begins. You rewrite my pain in a language only my soul understands. They sought reason, found only the mystery of your touch. Your absence screams louder than every diagnosis. I've heard. Even science fails where your wildness takes hold. You live in a stasis between every expert's doubt. The specialist's calm breaks before the storm of your love. You are the question no expert has ever dared to ask. They studied my wounds, found only the echo of your chaos. Your touch is the riddle wrapped in my broken bones. Even the brightest minds fall where your mystery grows. You haunt my soul with a silence louder than words. The specialist's wisdom crumbles beneath your quiet fire. You rewrite my fate with a hand no expert can see. They try to explain the madness, found only your quiet rage. Your love is the storm no specialist can predict or tame. Even science bows before the wildness of your hold. You are the invisible scar the specialist never traced. The specialist charts blur in the shadow of your absence. You live in the fractures, where logic shatters and bleeds. They sought answers, found only the riddle you left behind. Your silence is louder than every specialist's diagnosis. Even the strongest minds fall where your darkness begins. You are the secret wound no expert ever saw coming. The specialist's voice fades beneath the weight of your mystery. You rewrite my pain in a script no expert can read. They tried to hold me, found only the chaos you unleashed. Your presence is the silence after every unanswered question. Even science surrenders to the wildness inside your love. You haunt my veins with secrets no specialist can uncover. Your love is the quiet fire burning beneath every diagnosis. Even the brightest minds drown in the ocean of your silence. You live where logic fades and mystery reigns supreme. The specialist's tools fail against the power of your absence. You rewrite every rule the world tried to impose on me. They searched for symptoms, found only your quiet rebellion.